So,
How's the defense really transitioned from last year and carrying that success into this year?
Coach always talks about how, like every year you have a defense in a program. It's just another year the defense sinks in. You commit it to memory. It's like the back of your hand, right? So this year, you know, defense being in its third year under Coach Snow, I mean, it's really clicking. This is going to be a really great year for us. We have all 11 starters back, and I know we had, on paper, it looks like we had a great year last year, but this year is really going to be the year we turn it on, and it's really coming together well, and it's really evident, through film and through practice that this is going to be a dominant year for us. I hope.
And Coach Snow, when he first came in here, said it might take a year or two to grasp the system.
Right.
You guys seemed to master it last year, but has that even become an easier task this year in the third year?
Every year you get a better understanding of it, and like I said, this year it's really coming together well. And we made a lot of mistakes last year, some that hurt us, some that we got away with. But this year, we're minimizing those mistakes, and third year in the system, it's really coming along.
What's it like in practice with you and Kyle? Kyle says that you guys bring out the best in each other. What is that like? And you probably don't face too many people in the game that are going to be tougher than that, right?
No, absolutely not. Kyle, that's the biggest rivalry I've had. Even amongst other teams, it's Kyle. Every day it's the best center I've ever played against. Sometimes he comes out and plays guard sometimes to give me a look, and he's just a fierce competitor. He gives you everything he has, every single rep, and you just have to appreciate that about him. We get under each other's skin. You're facing someone in the trenches every day. You're gonna aggravate each other, but I appreciate Kyle being here, and I'm sure he appreciates me, and I'm just grateful to have someone out there who's grinding as hard as he is.
I think Kyle said you guys were roommates. Are you guys best friends off the field and you leave that stuff on the field?
Yeah, I mean, we have a rule here. You can't get in your feelings. What's on the field is on the field. On the field we're not friends. On the field, I'm on defense. He's on offense. What happens happens. Off the field, we wipe our hands of it, and we dinner together that night. So it's nothing that happens on the field will hold us back. I mean, it's football. That's life.
He kind of downplayed it a couple years ago, but he held. I mean, there were times when you guys double teamed Lewis Nix at Notre Dame, but for the most part, he played him even up one-on-one, held him without a sack. When you guys kind of look at that as teammates, how much did that really impress you guys when he did that against that caliber of a player?
That was huge. I'm sure he'll downplay. He's a very humble player, and but he deserves a lot of credit. He played phenomenally against Notre Dame. And he did, he played a really great game. He locked him down, and we saw it on film, and it was just, we knew we had a leader in Kyle. In a moment like that, you see it on film. You say, okay, this is a guy we can follow. This is a guy who can lead us to championships and to win the conference.
What do you think you are with your career right now? Because kind of like both you and Kyle were good high school players. You didn't get maybe some of the notoriety that some of the other recruits have gotten, and you guys have been the most steady player on each side of the line. What do you think you are right now as a player as you kind of into the season?
That's a tough question. I don't know personally. I have a list of things in my head that I have to work on, and every day I'm going out there and I'm just trying to get those done one at a time. I don't know where I am, where I stand. I'm better than I was at the end of the last game, but I'm not where I want to be by the season. So, every day's a grind, every day's a struggle, but we get after it and we attack, and we'll get there.
Matt had talked about how Dogby has looked inside, playing sometimes at the tackle, sometimes at the end, and he's mentioned Brendan Thrift too. Can you talk about how those guys have looked so far this spring?
Those guys are coming along phenomenally. I'm honestly a little taken back by it because I didn't, expect them to have such a big spring. In the fall they were young, they redshirted. I'm not sure. I'm like I said, I'm not a coach. I don't know the reason for that, but they redshirted. And this spring, they've really come along well. They're hungry. They want to play. They get after it every day, and that's what you want in young players. And Dogby, great kid, great weight room strength. He's transitioning it to field strength now, which is important, and he's got a really good grasp on the game. And Brendan Thrift is just a great athlete. He's really coming along well. So, I'm not a coach, but as an upperclassman guy, I'm proud to see those guys come along the way they have.
What's the key for Dog? Because he came in as almost as physically ready as you could be out of high school. Everybody talked about
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He's a freak. You know, he came in 30 reps on the bench press. His squat is what it is. But I think just with time, the game slows down for you. And I think he's getting there. I don't think he's there yet. He's getting there, though, I mean, he's catching on faster than I did for sure. It wasn't until, just about the season time, my sophomore year, that it started to click for me. And he's getting there now. So that's impressive.
From the defensive perspective, how's the offense?
Miles ahead of where we were, this time last spring. I can't really compare it to the season because you have all season to, get ready. But from where we started last spring to where we are now, like at the beginning of each spring and, as the spring progresses, miles ahead. I think defense and offense are really, very far ahead from where we were this time last year, especially from the season too.
What specifically on offense has really changed from your perspective?
The way it is in the trenches, I don't know. I don't even know who's playing receiver right now. I don't see anything out there. All I know is that the offensive line has really come together well. And at times, it frustrates me, but I'm happy that they're coming along because, yeah, absolutely, it's going to make us better. It's going to make the team better. The offensive line, in my opinion, is the biggest improvement on our offense.
On the right edge, what does Praise give you guys on the field in terms of what he can do?
Oh God, speed, strength. He's powerful. He's one of those guys. He comes off the ball, rocks off the ball hard, hits you with a powerful club, and he brings just about everything to the game that you want a defensive end to.
What type of teammate is he off the field?
What type of teammate is he?
Yeah, like a quieter guy or
He's quiet, but we go out as a defensive line, as much as we can. He's always with us. We're always, we have group chat. He's always in the group chat with us. He's a good teammate. He's not quiet in the sense that he doesn't ever say anything or contribute to the group. He's always with us every step of the way, and we bring him along. He brings us along. It's just he's the kind of dude that even off the field, football doesn't stop. And that's the way it has to be if you're going to build a championship. Football never stops. Just because the practice ends doesn't mean football stops, though.
A lot of the guys have talked about how you mentioned before about learning Phil's system, and some of the guys have said it's a little bit more like an NFL system. What's it? I mean, without giving away the playbook, what's it like, and what makes it a fun, successful defense for you guys to be in?
There's just so much we can run in it. There's so many different fronts. Like I said, it's a mystery to me. The guy's a magician on the whiteboard with X's and O's. I don't understand half of it, but he just has so much. He just has so much going on. He just understands so much of the game and he can. I feel that he can run anything out of that playbook. So I think that's what makes it so fun, is that it's so diverse and what you can run out of it.
When Phil first showed up and he showed you that playbook for the first time, what was your initial reaction to it?
No, I mean, we didn't know what we were looking at. Just so many different. Like I said, there's just so much in it, and it's just so detailed. The alignment and assignment, and there's just really so much to it. It really is an NFL playbook, and like I said, it's just we were all taken back. We're like, we got to learn this. It's gonna take us a while.
How much do you guys as players, when you get time to talk to them, do you ever say to them, what was it like to coach Pat Tillman, what was it like to coach Terrell Suggs, or do you guys not have as many as those conversations as fans would think?
No, we have conversations with him about that stuff, and he always speaks very highly of those guys. Those are some guys that he values as friends, and he just, like I said, he just speaks highly of them, and those are great stories because he's been a lot of places, he's won a lot of games, and he's got a lot to bring, and when you get to hear those stories, it really feels like a privilege, to hear them from him personally, as opposed to just seeing them on the news or reading about them.
Anybody else on defense that's really kind of turned the corner and surprised you? Maybe that guy's really having a great spring that nobody's really talking about.
I think Jacob Martin is having a great spring. He played for us last year. I think he's having a great spring. Nick Sharga is also coming along very well. He's, like I said, he's another guy. Reminds me kind of like of Praise, really explosive, violent with his hands, and those are just two things that alone you'll have success with those.